This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
It became a street rule. This was at least 50 years ago. Immediately they were doing it on 101st Avenue in Ozone Park and Cross Bay Boulevard in Howard Beach. Soon, even legitimate citizens were doing it. Sonny Francesi was born in Italy, brought here by his family when he was 2. The family settled on Lorimer Street, which is made of 2-story frame houses, home-built, and a bakery and restaurant. At a young age, Sonny failed to behave. In school, he also fell short. Even in the Army, for a brief time, he received a poor report card. He sparkled on local police reports, and his name got stars on FBI sheets. The feds soon realized all they had to do was follow guys who kiss each other, and they'd know the whole Mafia. Still, nobody stopped. Some guys said that Sonny Francesi had nothing to do with it. Italian men always kiss, they claimed. But my friend Anthony, Tony Cafe, who was the boss of Metropolitan Avenue, says that when Sonny Francesi and Joey Brancato kissed, it was the start of a great way for tough guys to know each other. It's like a password, only it's more personal. The only thing anybody can agree on is the clout the old Black Hand had for a while. It came from the smallest villages in Sicily, where people in need of a favor or a goat went to the village priest for help. They would kiss his hand. Over the centuries, Sicily was raided and raped by many other countries. They raided and raped and afterward went into blacksmith shops and stuck their hands into cans of black paint, then slapped the walls outside to frighten anybody who passed. The Sicilians soon took over and began sending extortion notes decorated with black hands and demands for money from the immigrants crowding into downtown New York. Pay or die. Many paid. The thing worked for a long time. Maybe we are talking about 1960, when I was in the village of Lercara Fridi in the hills outside of Palermo on a day of frigid rain. I was in the vestibule of the local church, large and leaky and falling down. I asked a man for the name of the church, and he said, "Church, this is a cathedral." Outside in the narrow alley was a cow. The street of low stone houses ended at a field where narrow-gauge rail tracks led into a deserted sulfur mine. Kids in short pants and bare legs huddled in doorways and played cards. The next morning, on the way to the airport, I found an Italian-English dictionary that I used to buy a stamp pad. I got a handful of postcards and stood off to the side of the ticket counter and smacked my hand on the ink pad and then on one of the postcards. I did this several times. The ticket clerk, pretty and bright as you want, walked over frowning. "I need you," I said. "I want to write a thing in Italian." "What?" "Put down pay or die in Italian." She sighed. "Do you really want such silliness?" I told her, sure, that's what I want. And she made a face and told me again how silly it was. Then she told me to put down paghi o mori. She said, "That is Sicilian." I took those cards and put stamps on them and mailed them to several people I knew back home in New York. The postcards fell on Queens in an attack so sudden and surprising that people's legs gave out as they read. Dr. Philip Lambert, a dentist who ran a fixed dice game in his waiting room on Jamaica Avenue, was shaking as he showed the card to the veteran cheat, Nicky the Snake. "Look at this," the Snake said. "It's from Palermo." "Doc, it's real." "What did you do to them? Nobody here is heavy enough to make them go away." The doc tried. He took the postcard to Joe Massino of the Bonanno Mob. Joe looked at it and frowned. "One guy can help you," he said. "God." From then on, Doc Lambert lived a life of noisy desperation. He went to the Queen's travel agency favored by Sicilians and got people to carry notes to Palermo and give them to taxi drivers.